Welcome back to the Metal Lounge. Today we had the absolute pleasure of sitting down with Landon, the vocalist, producer and mastermind behind The Plotting You. We had a lovely chat about the various eras of the band, a deep dive on all the latest singles, and how they're the opposite to a butt rock band. Enjoy. Thanks so much for chatting with me today, Landon. First up, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you as a musician. I've been a big fan of your music for a while now, and I just think like what you're doing as a producer, what you're doing with Plot, I think it's such a net positive to the metalcore scene. Like the music you make is like super interesting and of such like a high quality.
Thank you, man.
I think The Plot and You are a great like role model of a metalcore band, to be honest.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate it very much. It's cool to hear, for real.
Especially the last few years, like the stuff you've been putting out. What have you been on, man? Have you like been biohacking your brain or something to come out with these hits?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just been like having the opportunity to do like these EPs kind of spread out has really allowed for me to kind of like grow as a writer as we're touring and doing all these different things, you know. It's pretty unconventional. I'll get to experiment and do an EP, just focus on a really small batch of songs, and then we actually get to go play them live and like see how it translates. And I'm constantly,
Mm.
every writer is constantly evolving, and what kind of sucks is like you'll put out a record and then it'll be out for like 2 years. You're touring and stuff like that, typically not writing that much along the way. So like, yeah, the goal was to just be constantly on, just be constantly trying to evolve and experiment with stuff. So it's like, yeah, I really haven't shut my brain off, like with the whole writing process for what, 3 almost 4 years now. So yeah, it's given me the ability to just constantly grow and try new things and experiment and just have fun with it. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that forever, but for this time period, I think it worked out really well.
Yeah, because I suppose like normally when you write an album, there's such a long period of time before you can see how the crowd are going to react to
Yeah.
it. Whereas this, you've been writing the songs and like been able to perform the new singles and see how the crowd react to.
Yeah, it was just a totally like unique experience. One that I'd been battling for a long time, but I don't think like in the past we really had the good grace to pull it off, or you know what I mean? Like, because it really is like a very different type of way of doing things. So yeah, I basically expressed to our label for a while, it's just like, please just let me try this one time. If it sucks, it doesn't work out, that's fine, we'll move past it. But I think everyone involved was pretty
That's really
excited.
interesting
Yeah.
because a lot of labels are really pushing that whole single model at the moment. Ever
Yeah.
since like I feel like Spirit Box and like slightly before then, bands have seen a lot of success with doing the single method, the waterfall method.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that your label like weren't like pushing that on you at all. That was more like your idea.
Yeah, I think my argument was that, that I saw a couple other bands were doing that. I think Bring Me was maybe the biggest one for me. I saw them just kind of trickle out singles over the course of a couple years, which all ended up on an album. But I was like, man, that's so cool. Like, I would give anything to have that. And it took a little bit of like
Yeah.
convincing. Like, I don't want to sound like it was a battle or like had to, you know, torture my way into it. But yeah, like I'm just very grateful that they let us try it. And like I said, I don't know if we'll ever do that again specifically, exactly this way, but I think for this time period, it really made sense for us, especially with how much we were touring and stuff. So I don't think it would have been possible any other way.
Yeah, no, I think it's worked a treat for you guys. Like, I feel like your album before was slept on a little bit.
Yeah.
One song is it?
Hmm.
But this new era, like every single has been like such a massive event. It's been so like cool to see you guys getting your flowers.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. It was also awesome to just have every single song have its moment. You know what I mean? It's always such a bummer when you put out an album and like pretty much
Mm,
only the singles get attention, and then there's 6, 7 other songs that are
yeah.
just like never talked about. And it's just like, fuck, I put just as much work into those. You know
Mm.
what I mean? But yeah, this was a very unique.
Yeah, it's like choosing your kids, I imagine, being like,
Yeah,
which kid's going to get the budget for the music video and going to get the spotlight?
exactly.
On just on that quickly, like what single do you reckon has been like has been overlooked a little bit in the Plotting You catalog? Like what ones had a bit of a soft spot that maybe wasn't a single in the past?
There was one off of Swan Song actually that still to this day really bums me out. It was called Letters to a Dead Friend. It's actually the first song on that
Mm.
on that record, and I thought that song was awesome. I was really, really excited about it, and I thought it was gonna really like resonate with people. But yeah, for whatever reason, I don't think I heard too many people talk about it. I mean, but there's been songs like that on almost every record in the past, you know, where there were some songs I was really excited about, but they weren't singles. So it was like they just really weren't talked about that much. But that's just how it goes, you know, it's like can't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah, it's the way it goes. And I suppose now you've had the opposite experience with like being able to put out a single as like a big event every time, as we
Yeah.
said. But I was gonna say, like with your vocals specifically are so interesting. Like you have so much character and vulnerability to them. Like how do you channel that much emotion into them every time? Is there something you like that you focus on to like to get your health set self in that headspace, or is it just like routine now?
I think a little bit of both. I think like I really I can't finish a song if I don't feel attached to it, you know what I mean? So I guess in that aspect, like, I'm
Mm.
never really forcing myself to do something. If it's not working for me and I'm not connecting with it, it just goes into the trash bin, or I try to salvage it and, like, maybe pitch it somewhere else, like another band or something like that. Because
Yeah.
some songs I write just I'll get pretty much all the way through it and I'm just like, this doesn't feel like me, like, but I'm sure it could work for somebody. And that's happened many times. And some songs I
Mm.
know for a fact I wouldn't have been able to do it the justice that somebody else ended up doing it. So yeah, it's never like a bummer, I guess, if that happens. It's always kind of just like, well, that's how it is. So yeah, it's not a bummer at all, but
What other artists have you worked with in that respect then with like songwriting? So I know you've got some producer credits. You've actually made one of my favorite metalcore albums of the last few years in Heavener.
oh,
Did you have
sick.
any writing on that at all? Or was that purely those guys?
Yeah, I did. Most of it, I would say, was like mostly like vocals and lyrics and stuff like that. I think I helped with some like song structure stuff here and there because they're like all like guitar nerds and they're constantly doing crazy shit. And so
Yeah.
I think there were some parts and some songs where it's like, dude, this is like impossible to write a chorus over. Like, there's too much going on. So
Just simplify it a bit,
yeah,
guys. Like, do you want to make any money?
yeah. So yeah, I think that definitely happened a couple times too. But yeah, for the most part it was mainly like some production stuff, vocal stuff, lyric stuff. Me and Marcus kind of went back and forth on a lot. And then we tracked all the singing stuff at my studio. So yeah, it was awesome though. They're one of my
Oh, awesome.
favorite bands to work with ever. They're just the coolest guys ever.
Like serious props for that album though, man. Like it feels like a real special album.
Yeah.
Like I never properly connected with Invent Animate
Hmm.
like before that album. Like they had a few songs here or there, but that album like front to back is just like banger after banger. It just taps into this really like kind of like melancholic, almost
Hmm.
like dreamy space that just like keeps me coming back
Yeah.
to it. And I've seen you pop up in a few places, and I almost wasn't surprised seeing your name on there. I was like, "Yep, just Landon popping up as he does."
Yeah, I think they really found their stride with that album. I think I like you said, I kind of felt the same. Like I liked songs of theirs in the past, but I don't think I ever really connected super deep with it. I'm also not like a big guitar nerd person. But this album, I feel
You're
like
not a gent fan.
Not really. It's cool, but it's not typically my thing. But yeah, with the new album, when they showed me the demos, I was like, I'm not even into this type of stuff typically, but the demos that they sent me, I was like, this is awesome. I feel like this is just like more universal. Like anybody could really get something out of it. You know what I mean? Because even though it is kind of technical, there's still a lot of emotion, a lot of things to latch
Mm.
on to for any music listener. Is you know, at least my opinion. So.
Yeah, no, it's a phenomenal piece of work. Like, what bands do you reckon have inspired the plot in you the most? Like, just off the top of your head, like, who would you say are like the three bands that have defined plot in you sound?
Oh man, I feel like it's not going to make a lot of sense.
That's fine.
But Under Oath was definitely like the first. Yeah, Under Oath was definitely the first band I think I listened to that had screaming in it, and I think I primarily listened
Mm.
to them for like 5 6 years, like pretty much only them. I was like so obsessed because I'd never heard anything like that, and they just did it so well. Bands like Sailson, Jimmy Eat World,
Yeah.
Taking Back Sunday, stuff like that. Those were all like really big influences on me. I didn't really get into like super heavy stuff until like way later in life. Yeah, which is crazy. And then I kind of fell out of that completely, like stopped liking anything heavy. And now I'm in my mid 30s and I love heavy stuff again. fo- flowing in and out, you know.
It's weird how it comes in waves like
Yeah.
that.
I think heavy music is just really good right now. I think there's a lot of people doing really creative, inventive
Mm.
things, and it's like fascinating again. It feels like to really stand out, you have to be doing something extra, you know?
Yeah, there's a proper renaissance of heavy music, and
Yeah.
two of my favorite experimental bands. Yet again, you had some involvement with.
Yeah.
So, Darko, you had a feature with them recently,
Hmm.
and Newcomer, who were like a very small band, but I
Yeah.
absolutely fucking love Newcomer.
Dude, me
They're such like
too.
a fresh, original, like crazy
I'm
band.
so glad you brought that up, dude. I fuck with that band so heavy. I worked with the drummer on his old band a couple years ago, and he was showing me their demos in a car, and I was just like, dude, this is insane. Like I've never heard anything like this. And yeah, after like a
The
couple,
Dominican Beastie Boys is their
yeah,
handle, isn't it? I love how they incorporate that Dominican style into it.
dude, it's so cool. I really hope that they keep doing stuff. I know the drummer is in another band now. I can't remember the name, but as far as I know, they're still working on stuff. But yeah, I think they're one of the coolest like up and coming bands I've heard in a really long time. I still keep going back to like the same three songs of theirs at the gym all the time.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
I love that one. Is it Looney Screw Loose?
Yeah,
And
that
um, and that one they had a video for was
yeah,
amazing.
the Jake Jiggy something, I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's
You know it. That
so
that's the Dominican style
it's
beat.
so
Uh,
good.
The production on that was really good as well. I don't know if you know the producer that works on that. He's called Aaron Shaparian.
Yeah, he's
He,
awesome.
he's had some really cool heavy stuff over the
I
years.
agree. Yeah, his mixes are really cool. I connected with him like a couple years ago. We just kind of like nerd out over mixing, producing
Really.
stuff here and there just through the internet and stuff. But yeah, dude, he's a talented guy. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of him in the coming years. I think he's going to be like one of those top guys pretty
I
soon.
really hope he gets his flowers soon, man. Like
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Sever the King, like
Hmm.
around 2012,
Yeah.
and then that band's kind of like turned into Dead Vectors,
Uh-huh.
and then he's produced a lot of other bands as well, but he's never quite got his flowers. So I really hope that one of these days that he gets the credit
Yeah.
and the respect he deserves.
Yeah, I think he did one of the Asley Dying records or something like that in most recent times
Yeah.
before like that got all crazy. So I was like, oh shit, like he finally got something really dope, and then that all happened. So
You know, who the plot and you reminded me of, like, back in the day, like when I first got into you guys was like 2013 era.
mhm,
Could you watch your children burn and
uh-huh.
Happiness and Self Destruction, the
Mhm.
2015 album, and I heard some similarities with that. I don't know where it originated from, but it was kind of like new metalcore before new metalcore, like
Yeah.
Sworn In, and you had like Victims who you've done work with.
Mhm.
Like, what did you think about that era? Because I could definitely hear a little bit of that in your music, and even in your modern music, there's like a little bit of it vocally, like the way Tyler Denon from Sworn In like gets that emotion into his stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really cool, like, interesting place to draw from. Like, did you actually get into that, or was it just coincidental that it sounded like similar?
I think it was mostly coincidental cuz like I actually went back and listened to some of the Sworn In stuff pretty recently, and I was like, wow, this actually holds up really well. Um but yeah, back in when they
It's so good,
yeah,
man.
back when
Especially the Lovers the Devil album.
yeah, back when they were popping off, we actually toured with them one time. We did one of their headliners, like this was probably 10 plus years ago. Um, but yeah, even during
Mm.
that time, I wasn't super familiar with their stuff. But I think during that time though, I was like that was during a time where I was like kind of getting into new metal for the first time because that was really never my thing. So
Mm.
yeah, I got put onto a couple different things that I was like way late to the game on. And actually, a weird one was a plea for purging. Do you remember that band?
I don't actually know.
They were like a Christian metalcore band way back in the day. We did a tour with them. Actually, it was like one of our first tours. And after watching them live, I was like, damn, I would love to incorporate some stuff like that. Like just super like one string riffy type stuff. But
Yeah, I feel like Amur were also a big one. Like a lot
yeah.
of people inspired from them in that scene, and also, do you remember this or the Apocalypse?
Yeah.
I had a little bit of
Yeah.
similarities between those bands.
Yeah, very sick. I mean, it's crazy how much influence you still see from bands like that, even in today's music. You know what I mean? like bands like Alpha Wolf and like, you know, plenty of other bands.
Yeah, I was
Just
just gonna say Alpha Wolf like kind of got that respect from that scene
yeah,
that Sworn In didn't quite get to because they weren't as consistent and stuff.
yeah,
And now you got Throne as well, who are massive,
yep,
like that new metalcore sound. And there's a little bit of a movement in the UK, like even Loathe kind of come from the UK version of that scene,
yeah.
who are fucking massive now, as you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see too. And I don't think any of those bands are being too derivative either. I think it's like very much their own thing with just like,
Mm,
but you can definitely spot some influence there. Loath in particular too, I think is just doing incredible things. I think that band is an anomaly. They should be the biggest thing in the world as far as I'm
yeah,
concerned. They're phenomenal.
yeah, it's one of my most anticipated albums for sure. Like I cannot
Same.
wait for that to come out. And I think that's what's really cool about like the modern metal scene
Mhm.
is that so many bands, the bands that are getting the success like Plot and You and Loathe and Bring Me, well, historically Bring Me have always kind of had
Yeah.
success, but like the bands that stand out and that can separate themselves are the ones that are doing well.
Mhm.
It's a little bit like in new metal, like the biggest bands in new metal sounded nothing like each other, like System of a Down
Yeah.
sounded nothing like Slipknot. And then these days, you've got like those modern metal bands, like the one. It's kind of like metalcore went for a little bit of a dry spell, I think,
Oh,
with bands
absolutely.
trying to copy each other. There was
Yeah.
that like scene metalcore stuff,
Yep.
like that Ask Alexandria sound, and like
Yeah.
bands just trying to copy each other. But I'm really glad that there's like some healthy differences between those bands that are doing well. It's
Dude.
like
Yeah.
it's well deserved.
Absolutely. Yeah, I could not agree more. Like I said earlier, it's just like I think there was like maybe a 6 or 7 year window where I was just like, dude, this shit all sounds the same. It's so boring. And then I think everyone like also kind of started going into that like butt rock phase too. Every band was trying to write an Octane single and that so metal just took a
Yeah, I
real
feel like we're still kind of at the end of that
thank
phase.
God, Jesus Christ. I'm so ready for that to be over. It sucks. Um, but yeah, I agree. I think we're finally on a good trajectory, and I think metalcore in general is finally starting to get like the respect it deserves just on its own. You know what I mean? You don't have to write some catchy chorus to get noticed. You really just have to connect. Like the emotion just has to be there because we've all heard
Yeah,
every chorus you
exactly.
could possibly imagine at this point. If there's no authenticity or
Mm.
something that grabs you and connects with you, it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. And I feel like a lot of bands are
People can
starting to
smell it
get that.
out, man.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you can tell when something was just stitched together to try to get on radio, and I that couldn't be any less appealing to me.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Yeah.
Just speaking on some bands that like we've spoken on some bands that are doing well, but like, what are some bands that you feel like deserve more love right now?
Oh, dude, easy. Villanova for sure. That one, I think that band's about to blow up.
Oh, I fucking love
I figured
Villanova.
you would. Yeah. There's this band Save Us. I actually just finished their album, not to plug my own work, but they're actually that good. They're an incredible band. Their new album should be out sometime this year. It's phenomenal. It's just like one of the most incredible album experiences I've ever had. Just being able to be a part of it was just so special. I think you're going to be seeing that band a lot in the coming years. Like we said, newcomers, another
I'm gonna follow them on
thing.
Spotify right now.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. The dude's voice, his name's Miguel. He's like a powerhouse, just a next level talent. Yeah, it's psychotic. It shouldn't be possible for a human being to sing the way that he does so effortlessly. Even though Cane Hill's been around for a long time, I think Cane Hill still deserves to have their moment. You know what I mean? I think they're a really special
Mm.
band. Yeah, there's a bunch. I'm kind of blanking on some others, but yeah, I think those three are. I think you're gonna see some really cool shit from them in the coming years.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Kane Hill's last album. I never got fully into
Yeah,
them. Like they were kind of inspired from that Sworn In sort of sound. Well, to my ears anyway. Back in the
yeah,
day, I remember seeing them play like the Kerrang Awards or something in England.
yeah,
But yeah, they their last album, I feel like they really found like a sound that they really like
Totally.
found their sound, in my opinion. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what they do next.
Especially live too. I don't know if you've seen them live. They're just such an insane live band.
I saw them with you guys in
Oh, cool.
London quite recently with Seosin and Currents. But what a fucking
Yeah,
lineup
yeah.
that was, by the way. Like,
Yeah, dude, that was one of the coolest tours I think ever in terms of lineup and just like friends and hangs and stuff like that. Everyone was just so cool. And it was just, yeah, I like I told you earlier, I've been a huge fan of Seosin for such a long time. It was just like it was so
yeah.
cool to have all these bands on the same bill. Probably the weirdest tour package ever, but we loved it. We thought it was awesome.
I fucking loved it. I think that you and I probably have a little bit of a similar taste in music. Like I absolutely
Yeah.
loved seeing all those bands. And no shade on Plotting You, but I do think that Seosin had the best chorus of that night with You're Not Alone. That when
Oh, that's
hearing
fair.
that
Yeah.
live, I was just like, fucking
Yeah.
hell, these guys have still got it.
Isn't that so sick? Yeah, it's their new song too. They showed us some of their new stuff on that
Yeah.
tour. Dude, I'm just so stoked that they're doing stuff again, and it's so good. Like it's actual quality. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens
Mm-mm.
for them. I think they got a lot of big cool shit on the horizon for sure.
So yeah, I was gonna say if in a hypothetical world, say like God forbid, but Plotting You got cancelled or something, and due to no fault of your own, and you could join any other band and replace their vocalist, who are you
Ooh,
picking?
God, that's a hard one. I'd have to pick a band that's like all screaming because I don't think I can sing anybody else's stuff but my own. It's so tailored to just exactly what I'm capable of doing. So I don't know, maybe like
I
some kind
mean,
of
your technique is very difficult to pull off, though.
I have to like cheat my way through a lot of things. Like I can't really sing that high, but I can kind of like yell certain things
Scream
high.
it,
So
yeah, yell it.
it's really weird. I have the most limited capacity for different things, but I mean, obviously over the years I've kind of figured out what's realistic for me and what's not. But I'm trying to think of like a band that would make sense. I think it'd be fun to be in a band like Whitechapel or something like that. Even though I could not do it
Oh,
justice.
that would be cool.
Yeah, that I think that'd be
You can do a
fun.
guttural, can't you?
A little bit. Not like he does though. Yeah. That dude's a monster.
Yeah, I never get tired
Yeah.
of that Philly Bow video at Mitch Lucker's memorial show when he did
Dude,
Unanswered. That
it's
fucking video,
iconic.
man, where he does the guts. It's
It's
so
so
fucking good.
iconic. I think that was like maybe one of the first like deathcore type videos that I saw of like a live performance where I was like, that was like shockingly good. Like that actually blew
Mm.
my mind. Yeah. It's that he's so iconic. Their new stuff's awesome too.
Yeah, yeah, their latest album's a proper return to form. Like, I'm glad they've gone
Yeah.
like heavier again.
I'm like just like within the last couple of years kind of starting to dip my toes in it a little bit more. I think just like going to the gym consistently too, that's been like you want something
Yeah,
aggressive and that kind of fills that void.
get that extra rep in.
Exactly. Yep, you need it.
You write a lot of music, like you produce a lot of music. Have you ever written any joke songs? And if so, like what were they about, if you can tell me?
Dude, I went through a phase of writing joke songs back in my like early 20s. I'm trying to even remember what they were about. They were really about nothing. It was just like scattered thoughts of just psychosis, I think.
That's not
Yeah,
that different to the
I
plot in you,
wrote
to be
one.
fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I wrote I wrote a song with some of my buddies at my old house. Just like we were all just drinking a bunch and probably smoking a bunch of weed, and we wrote a song about playing Call of Duty and like jerking each other off or something. I don't remember. It was so stupid. I think it's somewhere on YouTube somewhere. You can probably find it.
Oh my god, I
But yeah,
love
I
that.
went through a phase where I didn't care about anything, so I was just writing whatever I thought was funny.
I've been through those phases as well where like you're with
Yeah.
friends and you kind of want to be productive and then it just sometimes ends up in a joke song. I remember one time I wrote a song for some reason about killing Vince Vaughn and like planning to murder him and like how I was going to murder Vince Vaughn.
Jesus Christ. Sometimes you need that as a palate cleanser, you know what I mean? You're all so serious
Yeah.
about something for so long. Sometimes it could even just
Mm.
be as simple as just like throwing a fart sound in a song just to lighten the mood a little bit. It works. I've done that. There was this thing I used to like to do quite a bit. When a vocalist would like make stupid sounds with their voice on accident, like a fart sound with their mouth or like do like a weird moan in between things. I used to like kind of just take them, like the little clips of it, and then just throw it at the end of the song so you could hear all their like really cringy ASMR moments throughout the song. I
I
haven't
love
done that in a
that. Like
while, but
sometimes the best
I
things
might
are
have.
accidents in the studio.
Sometimes, yeah. And there's been a couple times where I've taken some of those sounds and like made like an actual part out of it. just distort it. Yeah. Sometimes you get lucky with
Speaking on
stuff like
that,
that.
where did you get the inspiration for "You Get One" with with that vocal stim? Like that's like Disturbed level vocal stim right there of like the the effect on the one.
Oh, the girl vocal.
Yeah, where did that
I'm
come
trying to
from?
remember. It was either I messed with my own voice somehow, or I might have had my wife do some of it. I can't remember honestly, but we've done that a couple times in some songs where I kind of want the echoes to be something completely different. You know, I don't want it to just sound like me the whole time. I love having fun with stuff like that. It just kind of like expands it and makes it a little bit more larger than life, I guess. But yeah, that song has a lot of weird shit in it for sure.
I've been loving the vibe you've been on with the yellow EP. I've forgotten what it's called, if it has a name, but like, what was the other song as well? "Don't Look Away." I
Yeah, that
honestly, that's
yeah.
genuinely one of my favorite Plot New songs ever. Like the
Thank you.
vibe and atmosphere you got in that was just so incredible, and live it really translated when I saw it as well. It was just like it's just such a cool song. It's like it doesn't really
Thank you.
sound like anything. I like it when I hear a song and I'm like, that doesn't really sound like anything else.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That was one of my favorite songs of all of the EPs I think to write. Because I wanted to try to make sure every chorus was like slightly different. I didn't want too many repeating parts. I wanted it to feel really unpredictable. And also the message of the song was like something.
Opposite of butt rock.
Yeah, yeah. And the message in that song was really important to me too. Kind of like an observation of society and where we are as humanity. You know, like we kind of forget like that we need to be kind to each other, and like sometimes we need to be reminded of just how depraved things are. You know, and how easy some of us have it. So yeah, overall, yeah, that was one of my favorite ones to write. But all the heavy songs on all the EPs so far have been like some of my favorites to write because I can really do anything in those. There's no like guideline, so I just try to go as crazy as possible, I guess.
Yeah, I absolutely loved Forgotten as well. That's in my top three or top four of the album. Like
Sick.
that, just like it's so visceral, and like we talk about your friends putting needles in their veins, and like I
Yeah.
love how it had its moment as well. Like when have we seen like a song that heavy go viral? Like it doesn't happen very often, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
I was so happy to see it have its moment.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was stoked on it. That was actually one of the first songs I'd ever written while on the road because it's typically pretty hard to write on tour. It's getting easier now that we've been in buses and stuff like that. I typically like turn the back lounge of the bus into like my little mini studio setup, but yeah,
Nice.
that song kind of kept me sane through a tour. I just had like nothing else going on, so I was like, I'm just gonna try to write something. Yeah, it kind of took a while for how simple the song is. It's really only one note for the whole song. It took a lot longer than it probably should have, but yeah, and then like the bridge section, I guess that was like the TikTok part or whatever. That was kind of like a happy accident. Like there was music behind that part, and then after listening to it tons and tons of times, I was just like, what if I just took all of that out? And that ended up kind of being the magic of the song, I guess. But
That's so
yeah, I'm
sick.
really glad that song translated because yeah, we honestly had no idea if that song was gonna connect or not. And I think a big part of it too was the music video that George did for that. I think really just
Mm.
like tied it all in really perfectly. So
I really love your music videos. I like that they feel like pieces of art because that's how I feel like your music is.
yeah.
It's not just trying to make music, it's like an expression. It's like a little bit more than just your average butt rock song. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like you got the video, you got the style. It's like it's got artistic merit to it. Like an artist would could listen to that and be like, "Yeah, this is art." You can't say that about every band.
Yeah, we got so lucky with him going into like the EPs and stuff like that. We were really trying so hard to find somebody like a video guy that really got what we were trying to go for. And we went through so many different like reels from different people, like their cinema reels or whatever. And finally we came across his, and instantly it was just like a yes from everybody. We're like, this is the guy 100%, like no questions asked. And yeah, luckily we hit him up. We showed him the songs that we've been working on. He really liked them, and it just blossomed from there. I think like the first video that we did with him, we sent him tons of notes and ideas for him to try for the song, and I don't think he did any of them, and we loved it anyway. So we're like, all right. No more notes. You get to do whatever you want. You've proven yourself.
You get a free
So
pass
yeah,
now,
pretty
dude.
much
You won my heart.
exactly. Which I think that's why it works so well too. Is I don't think he wants to be told what to do because it
Mm.
very much is his own artistic expression. So yeah, we just let him have the reins on it all. I'll kind of like give him like a general rundown of what the song means to me, and if he ever has any questions about what specific things mean to me or things like that, we'll collab a little bit on that. But for the most part, we've just given him full creative control to just go crazy, and he's killed it every single time.
That's amazing. I think you've got a valuable member of the team there. He knows what he's doing, man. I wouldn't send him any more notes.
Yeah.
You only get one with
Yeah,
him.
at this point, yeah. At this point he's like a fifth member of the band. Like he's just as important as anybody else. He fucking rocks. I'm praying that he doesn't get swallowed up by some bigger band and then it's too expensive to work with us.
Nah, surely not. He's got loyalty to you
Yes.
now. Could you tell me a little bit about
Yeah.
writing "Left Behind"? That's another one in my favorite songs of the album. I'd say it's probably the most butt rock. The Plot a New song. I say that with with like it's just a banger. Like you could like anyone could get into that. You don't
Thank
even
you.
have to be into metal, but it's an incredible song. Like where did that come from, and what drove you to write a song like that?
When I first started out with it, I was kind of thinking back on this time, like when I was a teenager, when I heard that song, "Reinventing Your Exit" by Under Oath. You remember that song?
I'm not familiar with it. No.
You'll have to check it out. So it's a really standard rock song. Like it's like I think it's the same chord progression the entire time, but it keeps the same vibe pretty much the entire time. I kind of just wanted to replicate something like that. I just wanted a really strong chord progression that every time it hits, it just you feel it. And the subject matter in general too was something like that I felt really drawn to.
Mm,
Because I think pretty much anyone can relate to that, kind of just like moving past a really toxic situation with a person and like realizing that like you just had to do that to take a step further in life.
yeah.
So yeah, I came up with a chord progression and then I found like this synth sound that just paired with it so perfectly, and then from there it just kind of just all fell together super fast. I think
Mm,
within like yeah, like a week or so, it all came together. And those are usually the best, where everything just like
yeah.
every part of the song just feels so natural and organic. You don't really have to overthink anything. It kind of just like pours out of you. And that was one of those songs where it was just like parts of it just felt, at least musically, parts of it felt really effortless. Like this
I
is
think that
where the
really
song is taking
translates.
me.
It's
That's
just
where I'm
such a
gonna go.
smooth song that you can just play whenever. It's not like you need to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
It can sometimes like just cheer me up, like hearing it and being like, yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, kind of like it even kind of has like a happy feel to it, but it's also like
Mm,
sad subject matter, so it could really,
yeah.
apply to either emotion. But yeah, I loved writing that song. I'm still very proud of it. Which is crazy. I'm usually sick of our songs within like a year or two of them being out. I don't want to hear it or play it ever again. But I've actually felt pretty good about the newer ones. Like I'm not sick of them yet, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, so just going back to like how they're being released, like there has been a little bit of criticism of bands like having not many new songs once the album comes out. And I know this isn't necessarily an
Hmm.
album, it's more just like I see it for what it is. It's like a home for those songs because
Yeah.
it is nice to just listen to them all together.
Yeah.
And but some people
Hmm.
don't see it that way and they're like, "Oh, they're just being lazy or not giving us new songs." But it's interesting to see like the different reactions to it. But
What's funny about that is that like I feel like a lot of people just can't read because we've made it abundantly clear that like this is exactly what it is. Like we're spelling it out
mm.
for you how this this whole thing works, and so many people are just still like, "What the fuck? This isn't an album." It's like, oh, dog, just please read. But no, that's fine. I understand it. There's a lot of people out there that really prefer albums, and that's fine.
But yeah, but
So,
it's not like you're saying you're never going to write another album,
yeah,
are
totally.
you? Or
Yeah.
like release songs that people haven't heard. It's kind of like people that like opening a little present and it's like, oh, I got a few things in there.
Yeah.
But like I suppose it's like the opposite of getting an allowance every month by your parents instead of having like a big Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
the
mean,
dopamine rushes are like constant instead of like one big one.
Yeah, totally. And like from my perspective, when Bring Me was doing it over the years, I was like, "This is awesome. I get new Bring Me every couple months. Like, this is so cool." Like, nothing about it felt like it was like
Mm.
cheapening the experience or anything like that. Yeah, and I think I would have felt that way too as like a kid. I don't think I would have minded like my favorite band putting out like multiple releases throughout the year. If anything, I think I would have been stoked. So yeah, I mean, I get it. There are a lot of
Yeah, I think people just have a bit of short-term memory now. They
yeah,
they forget about all the singles they've had, and they're just like, "Oh, well, this album I've heard it before." And it's
yeah,
like we've had consistent singles for like months. Like
yeah,
you get what you're given.
for
You
sure.
get one.
I think moving forward, we'll probably always do at least like a single or two between albums and stuff like that. Because I really do believe that it's important to keep some kind of fresh content moving, you know, throughout, even between record cycles and stuff like that,
Yeah,
because of TikTok and people's attention spans, you know. But
yeah.
yeah, we'll see how it works out in the future. But I like the idea of keeping a more constant flow of things coming out.
Definitely, yeah, because then it doesn't fall on deaf ears. Like you've got multiple chances to get people into the movement that's
Yeah.
going. And now this movement for you, it's quite a big movement now. There's a lot of anticipation about it, and I think that comes with the territory of success as well. Like when you get the success of the plotting new levels, you're gonna get negativity and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
just ignore it, man. It's not gonna affect you in any bad way. It's just kind of annoying, I suppose.
Yeah. No, it's cool though. I don't mind it at all. Like, you know, you'll see comments sometimes. We'll put out a heavy song and people will be like, "What happened? They changed since this song." It's like, that was 2 songs ago. What are you talking about? Like, and that song is still there. You can go listen to it. So it's kind of a cool opportunity to
Yeah.
appease a lot of different fans of ours, you know, because we do have fans of our band that really only like the heavier leaning stuff, and then we have fans that really are only there for the rock stuff. You know, they don't want to hear breakdowns or anything like that. So
Mm.
it's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not sad about that at all. It's I think it's a unique place to be in for sure.
Yeah, no, it's a super exciting time to be a Plot and You fan for sure. Where do you see the album going in the next like few years? Do you reckon this will be like do you reckon more bands will follow your like the single method, or do you reckon it will go back to albums ever, or do you reckon the album's dying?
I it's hard to say, but I will say like almost every band I've worked with in the last like 2 years has been like really eager to just try the EPs or like the singles, you know, spread things out. And I have been seeing a lot more people do it that way. Um and I think the artists really enjoy doing it that way, but at the same time there are always fans that give them a little bit of shit for that. But yeah, I could definitely see it moving that way for sure. It makes a lot more sense for artists because we're all a lot of dudes have 9 to 5 jobs on top of their bands or they're touring full time in a
Mm,
van. So it's like you don't really have all that much opportunity to write. So this kind of allows bands and artists to, you know, take more time with their craft rather than like squeezing an album into a month at a studio, you know what I mean? And like hoping something cool comes out of it.
mm.
So yeah, I mean, personally, I'm here for it. I don't care. I just like music. I don't care if it's in an album or an EP or a single. I don't, it literally does not matter to me at all as long as I like it. I think it's a real possibility that albums could become at least more of a rare thing in the coming years, but
Yeah,
time will tell. We'll see.
I agree. Yeah, I think that it doesn't make fiscal sense. I know it's annoying when it comes down to money, but it's just like, you want to, if you it's expensive to be in a band and
Yeah.
invest in these things. You don't want to hedge all your bets on one album. It's like, no, let's just like spread the bets a little bit, guys. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I do feel like it's going to go more that way. But it'd be interesting to see how it evolves because it would be interesting if Spotify maybe reward albums coming out a bit more. Like maybe if there's a big
Yeah.
algorithmic push,
Yeah.
I think that would be a good way to fix it. So there's a bit of incentive for bands to release albums more because it'd be a shame if the album did die. But
Yeah.
it's nice when you get a few singles every now and again.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, dude, I do this from time to time just because I'm curious. I'll look at bands' albums on Spotify just to see like the streaming numbers and stuff like that. And it actually like blows my mind sometimes. Some of these
Mm,
like really big bands, they put out an album, and the singles have like tens of millions, and then there are other tracks on the record that weren't singles that have like less than a million, like a couple 100,000. It's just like, what happened
Yeah.
here? Like, yeah, it just makes no sense. So yeah, it is discouraging for bands and artists. Like it is a bummer when you put that much effort into a whole body of work and only a couple of those songs see the light of day, essentially. So that's just the way it is, though.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like some bands will put out a single that will stream so well, it streams better than a whole album would have. You know what I mean? So yeah, crazy times.
So yeah, you mentioned you were going out on tour soon. So is it the tour you've got with Bring Me? Who else is on that tour?
Yeah, so it's Amira Elfeki,
Ah, that's it.
us, Motionless in White, and Bring Me.
Wow, what a fucking tour, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. We did South America with them like 2 years ago, and then we did one leg of the US tour last year, and then this is the third leg with them. So yeah,
It makes a
it'll be
lot of
sick.
sense. There's a
I'm
lot of
excited.
similarities between your bands, and just like the fan base seems quite similar in a way. Like they're all like into like modern, and you both got a bit of heavy, you both got a bit of light. Like how was it touring with those guys before? Have
Yeah.
you built up like a good relationship with them? Like how was it last time you were out?
I mean, the shows were incredible, like mind blowing. We never thought we'd step foot in an arena. Our band, like that never seemed realistic. So, yeah, that in itself was just incredible. I haven't met any of them yet. They're usually busy doing their
No
own thing,
way.
and but I think our drummer met one or two of them. But also that's not just on them. I'm usually when we're on tour, I'm almost always just in the bus like working on stuff. So I
In
don't
the
I don't get
studio.
out and socialize that much anyways. Yeah, so I'm not throwing shade or anything.
No.
I'm sure they hang out plenty. I'm usually kind of doing my own thing up until we play. We play, I shower, I go back to doing my own thing. So but yeah, I've heard nothing but great things. I've heard they're awesome guys. So I would like to get to have a chat with them at least to thank them for taking us out. So
Hmm.
yeah, we'll see. Maybe this run.
Yeah, I'd love it if
Yeah.
you guys could collab sometime. That would be like a dream collab for me personally. Like just to hear you and Ollie
Oh,
together,
dude,
like that would be incredible. And with you producing as well.
I would give anything to. That'd be sick. Yeah, I'd give anything to write with those guys or yeah, do anything, help out in any capacity. I'd be over the moon, stoked.
Yeah, it's interesting. Did you see that they're re-recording their 20-year anniversary of their deathcore album in 2006? Like,
Yeah, I saw some video of Ollie like trying to train himself to do those vocals again or
yeah,
something like that.
it's come at like a perfect time because you've had that revival of that
Yeah,
2000s deathcore come back, the MySpace deathcore of what people are calling it.
yeah, I'm interested to see how that'll pan out. I'm sure it'll do great. But think even me thinking about like trying to redo vocals I did even like 12, 13 years ago, I can't even imagine trying to do that. That's got to be such a daunting task trying to figure out your horrible technique from when you just started out doing something.
I would like to hear you redo Troll at some point. That would be cool.
I might be able to pull that one off. We'll see. We actually played that one live on a tour like 3 or 4 years ago. It felt very goofy.
Well, yeah, it was a long time
Yeah,
ago now,
it
to be
was
fair.
an interesting one. Yeah, it's crazy how fast time goes. Yeah, that album's ancient now.
Yeah, 13 years ago now, isn't it? 2013. That was when I first got into your band.
Yeah.
I was loved the edgy lyrics. I was like, oh, this is so like badass.
Oh, this guy's fucked up. Yeah, yeah. I can never go back. I can't listen to that shit anymore. It makes me cringe. But
It's part of your history. So, but yeah, I totally get not wanting to listen to it. Like, and especially as you being the producer as well, like
yeah,
when you're writing the song and you're hearing them over and over again, mixing
mm,
them, you must get even more song fatigue
mm.
over being the producer of the band as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's pretty much inevitable. That's going to happen for pretty much anybody, especially when you like hyper fixate on stupid things that nobody else is going to care about, which I do that quite a bit. I've been trying to get better about that. Not like if I'm into a song and I'm working on it and it's starting to feel fatiguing, I'll just force myself to take a break from it, do something else, and come back. I think that's really helped me out a lot. Not get to the point where I'm just like, I hate the song. I get to that point because I see a lot of people do that they'll just endlessly tweak on things, and to the point where they just like by the end of the day they just hate the song. So I try not to let myself get to that point anymore. But yeah, that can be challenging for sure.
You must have like it must be good to have your own system of how to do things and to get the best out of yourself. Like do you ever find that you ever don't want to make music? Like I see that you you got into fingerboarding recently. Like do you ever have to like just take yourself out of music completely? Like what else do you do other than being a pro fingerboarder?
So I've actually been fingerboarding for like 10, 12 years, maybe a little bit more, off and on, just when
I can
I feel
tell,
like it.
man.
But
You can't
dude,
learn
yeah,
that in a week.
yeah, yeah, no, it's actually a lot harder than it looks. Yeah, that was kind of my like fidget toy for a while, in between like exporting stems and stuff. Yeah, aside from, dude, I honestly I don't have very many hobbies. I like have kind of been getting into golf the last year and a half, almost 2 years. That's been really cool. That gets me outside. That's nice. Even when I'm not working on a project, or like for somebody else or my own stuff, I'm kind of just like writing just for the sake of writing, just to kind of keep the ball rolling. I
Mm.
never want to. I don't like when the few times I have over the years I've taken a break from music and I come back, I feel like I'm like I have to relearn a couple things, and I'm just not as sharp. It takes me a minute to get back in that groove. So I kind of just like to keep it on at all times, even if I'm just writing something for fun that I don't know if it'll end up anywhere. It's kind of just nice to I guess it's just practice, when you look at it.
Yeah, yeah, just
Um
flex the creative
yeah.
muscle, I suppose. You don't want to lose that if you're, especially at the moment, you've been in
Yeah.
such good form, writing banger after banger. If I was you,
Thank
I'd
you. I
I'd keep
appreciate
flexing that, man. Keep pressing your swing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I mean, if one thing gets boring, if I'm not really in the mood to like write some guitar parts or like some lyrics or whatever, I'll just be like, okay, how can I make the production cooler? Or what things about this mix could be cool? How can I make these drums sound bigger? You know what I mean? Like there's so
Yeah.
many things within the craft of making music. It's like when one thing gets boring, I'll just like switch off to another thing.
What's
So
your least favorite thing to do when writing a song?
probably these days, probably just tracking vocals, because I'm extremely hard on myself, and I tend to like overanalyze what I'm saying too much, to the point where I'm just like I can't tell if what I'm saying sounds stupid or if it's cool. So yeah, I think that's
Mm.
a pretty common thing to happen. But yeah, one thing over the years I think that's helped me is if I write lyrics down like on paper in my phone and I read it back to myself, I like start to hate it. But if I just track it, once it hits my brain, I just track it immediately as I'm like feeling it out. Then I don't second guess it as much. That's kind of been the most
Mm.
recent hack. But yeah, as soon as it's on paper and I can read it back to myself, I'm like, that sounds so dumb. I'm an idiot. So yeah, it's got to be conveyed with a voice for me to really like get attached to it and kind of feel the emotion of it. Otherwise, it's just like it sounds like a dumb poem for a fifth grader.
Yeah, no, I think it's good to just go through with any idea that you have, because you never know. Like that sometimes when you're uncomfortable, even due to like being cringed out by yourself, sometimes that can be something really special. Like
Yeah,
I've had that a few times where I've just had an idea and be like, "Is this stupid?" And then I do it anyway. And
yeah,
like even joke songs I've made, I've been like, "Actually, this is kind of cool," even though it was
it's
meant to
kind
be
of
a
a
joke
banger
song.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you find cool stuff just by just riffing out ideas. There's even been times in like recent years where I'm like, I don't even know what I'm gonna write about going into it. I kind of just let sentences flow, and then sometimes I'll even get to like the middle of the song and I'm like trying to figure out what I'm even writing about, and then I'll have to like analyze it and be like, does this even make sense with each other? And I've been finding more times than not, when I don't even go into it with like a clear intention, it does somehow end up all making sense with each other, just instinctually, I guess,
It
which
must just
is
be your
kind of.
subconscious talking to your conscience or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. And yeah, I do feel like that's made writing lyrics and stuff like that kind of more enjoyable, because for a while it was starting to feel like it was a daunting task that I didn't really. It was like I
Mm.
would put it off for as long as possible, just because I didn't want to have to come up with a concept or anything. But and even with like You Get One, when I started writing that song, I had absolutely no idea what it was going to be. up until even the chorus. I was kind of just like, what is this leading to? I have no idea, but ended up getting there. But that, but yeah, it kind of like it introduces a challenge to the process. You know, not like sitting down thinking, what am I going to write about today? It's just like just start saying shit and see what happens, I guess. So yeah, it's made it fun. It's
Yeah,
gonna be cool.
what is it actually about? You get one.
It's kind of just about how society has just been flipped completely upside down. Like good is evil, evil is good, and people kind of forget that you're literally on this plane at one time, and you really only get one shot at
Mm.
being a good person and caring about others, and treating this life with purpose, and even kind of like hinting into like maybe there is a spiritual component to all of this, even though I don't have it figured out. It as I'm getting older and hopefully somewhat wiser, I'm kind of like digging a bit deeper into spirituality and like what it means, and if it's something maybe I need to dig deeper into, just thought like, meditations that I have. Yeah, reflecting. I mean, our world's fucked up. It's kind of a reflection on just like how messed up things are and how bad civilization has gotten, and we just like kind of just brush it off and go about our day as if nothing insane isn't happening all
Mm.
around us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's difficult to know what to actually do though, isn't it? It's like, well, I can either
Yeah,
worry about it and like fill
yeah,
myself with anxiety and dread, or you can just kind of just focus on having a good time and just doing what you can for your circle. But it's
right.
really hard for some people to make that choice, and understandably, it is almost a bit of a selfish choice. But then, if you're
Totally.
being selfless about things, you would just drive yourself fucking crazy, man. So
100%. Yeah, I mean
it's
that's the kind of
I
stuff that
choose the prior.
yeah, that I mean that is the type of stuff that draws people to self-harm and, make really rash decisions, or, go down the route of addiction or things like that. You just can't handle the weight of the world. So it's like it's all about balance. It's not like we should stop caring about the suffering that's happening in the world, but at the same time, you got to take care of yourself also. You can't allow yourself to just go down that path of
Mm.
misery and just like duress at all times. So yeah, it's just complicated being a human being, I suppose. So yeah,
Yeah, well said. It definitely is, and I think that like
yeah,
outlets like music are so important for stuff like
yeah,
that. It's therapeutic even just listening to music like the plot in you and stuff that
yeah,
really like does address things like that. And it's like it's not just trying to just make music for the sake of music and like get in your head. It's
right,
like it challenges certain ideas. Like I feel like that's the best art because music is art for me. Like a lot
yeah,
of it
same,
is that I listen to, and I like to be challenged and to when I'm in the mood to like actively listen and think about things. It's
yeah,
that's the beauty of
totally,
art. And as a
yeah,
musician, I feel like people do have a responsibility for talking about stuff like that. Like you don't have
yeah.
to, but I just think it's a really good opportunity, a really good outlet to do that.
Yeah, honestly, that was something I had never really messed around with in my art up until the last couple of years. All of my art prior to these volumes, maybe excluding a couple things over the years, have mainly just been like stories about my life experiences and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm glad with these EPs I've kind of gotten to dive into some other subjects that are a little bit more outside of myself, more just like just analyzing society and culture and humanity a little bit
Mm.
more outside of myself. That's kind of been another thing that's made writing a little bit more exciting again. It doesn't have to all just be about me and my stupid life experiences. I'm able to kind of talk about some other things. Yeah, which has kind of kept things fresh. So yeah, it's cool.
Nah,
I'm stoked
you're
on
absolutely
do
killing it,
anything.
man.
Thank you.
Like I think that you guys are in such a good form at the moment, and long may it continue. The volumes that you've written have been probably my favorite plotting news, and a lot of people have become new fans of the band through those volumes. And I think it's just it's a real good time to be a heavy music fan, especially. And I think plotting you, as I said before, they truly are a really good great role model for a band. Like it's all well and good being a cool band that like create art and stuff, but there's one thing to be carrying the torch, and you guys literally are at the moment. And I couldn't think of a better band to be carrying that torch, because it's going to keep metalcore fresher for longer. Like if we just go back to the old like scene days of like every band sounding the same, like metalcore is going to get stale again. So I think that
Yeah,
the more varied and the more like artists we have in metalcore, the better. So yeah, thank you so much for contributing to
dude.
that. I have massive respect
Thank
for
you,
you
man.
and the whole band.
Thank you so much. That honestly means the world. Like for real. I really, really appreciate that. It means a lot. So yeah, I'm just very happy that I'm in my mid 30s still able to do music. So it's a pretty beautiful thing. I don't take it for granted at all. I feel very blessed to be here.
Yeah, man, you deserve it. I mean, you've been grinding for a long time. Like it's crazy how long you guys have been a band now. What year did you actually start?
I think it was 2010. Maybe we like started to form in like 2009, something like that. But yeah, I think 2010 or 11 was like our first release. So, dude, long time. And I was in a band before that for like 2 years that I also toured with. So I'm
Mm,
coming up on 20 years of being in the biz, which is crazy.
wow.
I'm fucking old, dude.
It's weird. Like you get those milestones where you're like, I can't believe I can remember stuff from 20 years ago. It used to
Yeah.
freak me out when I was younger. Like 10 years ago was bad enough. Now it's like that was
Yeah.
25 years ago. Like I'm not much younger than you. Like I'm in my 30s now. It's
Yeah.
crazy being able to remember stuff from that long ago.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like every year just gets quicker and quicker too. It's just like the clock is just running out so
Mm.
fast. So I'm just trying to cram everything in while I can. But
Mm.
good problem to have, I guess.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. To be fair, thank you so much for coming on the Metal Lounge. It's been an absolute pleasure. You're such a
Dude, thank you for having me.
yeah. No, it's been our pleasure, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. I'll be watching from the UK. Your tours with Bring Me,
Hell
and
yeah.
like the wait, looking forward to the new album. And there's an extra song on there, isn't there? So I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Yep. Sick. Thank you, man. I appreciate having me on. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'll definitely come and see you guys next time you're in the UK as well.
Yeah, hit me up. I'll get you and your friends in. We'll hang out.
Oh, legend. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. You have a lovely day, and best of luck with the tour and the release and everything. And we'll catch you later.
Sounds good, man. Take care.